Hello, welcome. Today is Thursday, 19th day of October 2017. Welcome to a hashtag crypto trading video. Everything you do is within your own risk and your own reward. I'm going to do a follow-up from a video which was done by jsnip4. It's talking about this XTZ code, which is only found on BTC. And I'm going to talk about this on, I don't know about technical analysis because it's all about the numbers. Price action pays. So it's really all about that. As within his video, he's mentioning that this has the capabilities, maybe if you're more of a long-term trader, but maybe it could take a couple years for this thing to really get going. And that it's probably going to go lower over the next little while before it starts to go higher. Okay. What's important is to understand how the order book looks because it is extremely significant within this particular code. As far as the support level in here, where will we fall? Well, looking at the charts, you would think down to here. This level is 200, or the 2 level. And falling to that number is approximately a little over that of a 34-ish or so % loss on the downside. So it might not be too much, but we take a look at the order book. There is some interesting buy walls. First at that 2 number that I talked about. This one right here. The sum of code or tokens to get down to 21.1 is 18,600. The sum to do it one notch lower, however, is 7.9 million. And then shortly thereafter that, there is even another similar sized order to double that baby. And now it's in at 15 million. These prices are in at 21,000 and 20,000. And this would be about, again, a 30 some odd % decline from current price action. And when we look deeper to the very bottom of the bid order, it stays within this 15 million all the way down from 20,000 Satoshi to 1,600 Satoshi. Therefore, if you're trying to get the best price you can and have a higher likelihood of buying, then if you go a little over that first number at around 21,000, you would be just going a little above a big buy or sell wall, in this case buy wall, to try to get the lowest price possible. But thinking, well, that's going to be a tough wall to take out. If it doesn't, I'm going to buy pretty much at the bottom. If you're wanting to get the most absolutely fire sale prices in the world, you're going to bid from 1,600 up to maybe around 5,000, somewhere in that area. In the situation that it does go down to the 20,000 handle, and it does fall 34%, you can expect these buy order fills to come in, which means more buy orders will come in, and then the order book will change over time. But talking about changes, check the order book, because if you are trying to play in that game, things are going to change. These walls will move or become deleted. So the 20,000 walls may get lower to 14 or 13,000. Now you're going to want to lower it with it, because 20,000 or buying now at that level can be well above the bottom. And maybe they rise it. They now go for 24, 25. A lot of things are going to be changed in the game, and that's going to change out the scenarios for how one would go ahead and play their game within their bids on a risk reward level. I'm not putting any bids in this right now, but I will keep an eye on it. Now with the day, 4-hour rather, Bitcoin chart, just beautiful. Just beautiful. And I'm not saying it because it's pretty much in at the all-time highs, although that's nice to have happen. But this pattern is beautiful. It really, really is. And yesterday within my videos when I was talking about this and the break of support, I was stating that it is not a fun thing to bet against Bitcoin, at least at this time frame. And I'm glad I didn't, because I would have probably lost, because I would have had to sell short, if you will, down below in here. It would have been in here, so excuse me. And then I would have had to buy back at a loss at some point. So some of this is short covering, or people who just were on the losing trade. A lot of those are done, but there's going to be stops of short orders above this level here too, I would have to imagine as well. And the whole big thing is whenever you establish a significant level, and the larger it becomes such, then when it makes the break, you see price action anywhere close to 6, anywhere well above 59 even. And you know what? She's probably going to go. And when these markets go, they just go. Now, Bitcoin doesn't have the major moves compared to like what we've seen with like the UNO code today, which is just going up like 4 times. And I covered SMART in the 2.5-minute warning. It's not like, oh yeah, over the last 5 weeks, it's going to go from like 200 to like 1600, or just go up 8 times. Those 8x situations over a 5-week period is well in the past for Bitcoin. And if it happens, it's going to be a one-time big shot over a big situation of some sort. But wouldn't that be interesting to say something happened? Like, yeah, Bitcoin's at like 8,000, then 6 weeks later it's 48,000. I mean, as if, but it is a free market. But again, in all seriousness, you have this support level, hit here, you break down below it like this. You then enter the 18 average band with a quick rally in just a couple periods thereafter. And then on 4 periods, 3.5 at this stage, it has managed to grind its way nicely up to what is now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hit area. And if this thing just even stays supporting right in here, it would be short term a very, very bullish situation. But this thing does look ready to go. Now, what will be the state of the altcoins on a break of resistance? I'm going to be guessing that they're either going to go sideways or down for most part. But of course, the market will do what it does. I have seen Bitcoin and all the other ones rally at the same time, where Bitcoin goes up and then other currencies, or other cryptocurrencies, yes, go up at a higher rate of ascent. Oh, Bitcoin's up 6%, Ethereum's up 11%. Of course, that was before the summer got underway. That was in the spring this year. Now let's turn our attention to Litecoin. Same time frame, and Bitcoin looks like it's going to be ready to go. And this is not resembling a bullish setup, rather the polarity to such a bearish one. And a most noticeable, very easy to recognize downtrend bear market. And I like this 18 average. It's front weighted, or weighted in the, if you're looking more about it, the indicators on the trading view, you're looking for weighted average on freestockcharts.com. I don't think they have cryptos yet. I should check. I predicted, I didn't announce anything, that they probably would have cryptos by the end of the year, and there's only a few months left. But and that they have a front weighted 18 average, and I take the highs and I take the lows, and I don't need the closes. It's somewhere in the middle. But within this decline, there was a very weak attempt to get out of the downtrend in here, establishing this resistance level twice, the second one being a lower high, breaking down below the band in there, breaking down short-term support in here, and then resisting it, and so on and so forth. Barely even getting above it here. That's hardly even trying, as is that. And then you have this interesting pattern which sets up a bearish situation right in here with this red candle coming back down. So in a situation where you're looking at the price in here, you're expecting it to resist and then head lower. But you're getting, oh, wait a second here. After this wild move here, you have a break of that, support the 18 efficiently, resist a higher level from before, then you're supporting the band on the resistance level. You ultimately don't do so well. You support the lows, and again, it ultimately hasn't done it well as far as supporting it. So break of key support, decent sized leg lower, which was a pierce above, but within this congestion area. So it managed to bottom at the higher support level. And a rally making it above this 18, but this is where it's supposed to correctly find its correctionary move, and it's not doing such. The third final period, this red candle down, is where it breaks the 18 average of lows, is more significantly closer to this low than this high, which is its recent movements. Previous candle beforehand is this little one where it had a small rally but wasn't able to hold, and then comes back to the 18 average of lows, and now it's starting to fall below it. So the indications are already in place that this is probably going to break below the 10 handle. And when we look at this more further on the daily term time frame, it's got a very bearish pattern itself with extreme warning. Extreme warning, because I've talked about this a lot. Multiple hit within its time frame here. Great rally. Very quick recovery from the second time hit in here. Decent enough rally, but of course this high lower than previous, as one would expect. And that's fine when you make the lower high. Okay, that's fine. Bullishly and bearishly, I'm going to make a lower high. But bullishly, it's really important to hold somewhere around here, and we can see that was not the case. And you come back down again. So a 3x hit, several days amongst that level, and then these two green candles right now is its rally, and it has retraced quickly thereafter down to the 18 average of lows, which is declining, back into this congestion area of key support. Yesterday's session had a small green candle upwards to this resistance, but definitely a noticeable smaller high as we were showing on the 4-hour time frame. And currently within this session, it is looking to fall below here. So a lot of cautionary notifications. I'm going to be forced to basically sell some of this. There's really no other option for me, but the market's going to do what it's going to do, but probability odds to me say that there's a much better chance that we're going to see price action in here over anything upwards in its same equivalent polar move. Dash is not looking too good right now. It's probably going to at least come down, I would think, to 45 or lower in here. And what's concerning about this move, and this is priced in Bitcoin, so against the dollar it's not doing as bad, but still, this move, this play area here, did not resist the 18 average of lows. And with this serious sharp decline, that tells you that buyers aren't thinking this is, oh, this is a big move down, this is a great price, and it's time to, I'm not going to say load the boat, but just accumulate a good amount. And of course, a lot of people thinking the same thing, just as far as a lot of people in the mode of wanting to buy unless people finish selling. And as the market was rallying, oftentimes you're going to get significant moves to the 18 average in a failed spot because of that fact, with a lot of people thinking it's good. And then sellers whom are not like myself, who don't believe these things, will often wait for more of a move before they start bringing it back down again. But they're not waiting, at least in this case, they didn't wait till it came close to 60. They waited till 57. And then the movement of these charts at 57, it goes down to here. Small rally a little bit above here in the last couple of days, and now today's session has broken down between the previous day's lows, very close to this one, which of course gives us going back to the August lows in here. This waterfall ride, it could easily keep going lower. A lot of these coins that I talk about, I'm going to be getting back into them, but right now is not a situation where I like holding long within the within the play, because Bitcoin's showing a great bullish pattern that is probably going to go up soon, and these things are doing the opposite in their bearish patterns. And I'll conclude this video with I'm going to do Ethereum Classic after this, with Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. And we've seen this big level in here, multiple hit, descending triangle, ultimately breaking down below support here. The rate of descent has been significantly noticeable. After this low, you make a move up to the 18 average in this previous congestion area in here. It has been retracing lower a lot more than one would like. Sure, it could rally and make a lower high in here, but I just don't think that this is something I'm too excited about on any short-term long position. And with the ETC, let's put an L here, an H right here, an R right here, and head and shoulders pattern. Now, when I used to just explain head and shoulders pattern, I used to just draw it in, and the reason why I don't anymore is because you kind of got an idea of what that looks like. But as far as technical analysis is concerned, the neckline for the head and shoulders pattern, we had support in here, we had support here, and it broke it in here. So there's all the notification time you had. Okay, we have a head and shoulders pattern. Markets ain't going higher, and the only time in which it did from this bottom, 3 candle move higher, a move above the 18 average. So it barely got above it, but it was noticeably above it. Okay, the correctionary phase. There's already a concern that it corrected below the 18 average of lows. It's a defining moment at that spot, because you usually expect some sort of decent bounce, something that Bitcoin does very well. And then several periods resisting the 18 average of lows like this. New support area established really big. You already broke the neckline, resisted the neckline. Am I surprised this happened? No. And there's no reason to think this isn't going to go, not going to stop going lower. When you establish support here, come back to the 18 average of lows, a rally attempt that quickly got taken down. Now this very short-term support has been violated. Price action is pretty much at that level, which tells me this thing is ready to go down now, or maybe have a short-term move up to this support level before, of course, it would then head lower. Definitely a very bearish situation. So I'm probably going to get well over 80% in Bitcoin today, because there's a lot of reason for me to do more selling, and that's what I'll be doing after I push the stop button on the video and upload this. So thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day.